Hi everyone, I'm Karen Combs and welcome to FlossTube number 38. It is Wednesday, October 30th, about 9 o'clock at night. That's when I'm taping. I'll probably upload it in the morning, so you'll see it on the 31st. But it's just been busy. It's been over a month, just a few days over a month since I last taped a FlossTube, and I was gone a lot in October. Did get some stitching done and got to go to Hobby House. That was fantastic, and the Great British Sampler Weekend. So I'll show you about that, show you what we got, show you some things I picked up, show you stitching. Let's just get to it because I got lots to share. And yeah, you might be wondering, why are you taping so late? Well, it's been busy, just like all of you, life busyness, and I thought if I don't tape tonight, tonight was when I needed to do it. So let's get right started. I've got quite a bit to show you. The Great British Sampler Weekend was held, it was a while ago. Where is it? It was the 11th, 12th, and 13th, and I know several people have shared wonderful recaps of it. I know I can't compete with what they've done, but I'll just show you what I received and a little bit about it. But there were several different speakers, and basically we were taking a virtual tour around the British Isles. And we did come back to the US too for one of our projects. Just thinking, where is that one? Ooh, hopefully it's in this bag here. I just thought I didn't see that. It was interesting because I was in the elevator going up to the room to get something, and there were over 200 of us. Was it 225 that were over 200? And the room, it's a big room, but it was packed. And everybody was talking about the quilters, or sorry, the stitchers, and there were 4 weddings that weekend. So it was a busy hotel, but the staff did an amazing job. But anyway, I was getting in the elevator to go up to my room to get something, and there was one of the other stitchers. She was doing the same thing, and we were kind of chatting, and this gentleman got on the elevator. He goes, "Are you with the sewers or the stitchers?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What are you making?" I said, "Well, really, we're not making anything. We are learning." And he goes, "Oh, what are you learning about?" I said, "Well, we just had a lecture," and then I was describing one of the lectures, which was probably 1500s, talking about some of the English history, and his eyes just started glazing over. And I knew that he just had no clue what I was talking about. And I just said, "Well, it's a series of lectures. We're going to be learning history. We're looking at reproduction samplers or antique samplers, and we're going to be learning the stitches," and trying to explain it. So it was just kind of comical because I think he thought we were in there making things, maybe to give away or something. So when I said 16th century, 1500s England history, he's like, "What?" Anyway, it was interesting. So we got quite a few charts, and I just kept putting them in my bag, and then each evening would take them upstairs, and it wasn't till I got home and could lay everything out. I thought, wow, we got a lot of charts. So the chart that maybe is the star of our weekend is Rosa Gromit 1876. And I am filming at night. Hopefully hopefully the color's okay. Here it is. This will probably be available later on. I'm not sure if it was an exclusive just for the weekend and will be released later, but it's a beautiful sampler. And we had the choice of linen count. So I picked 46 count, Just the Ticket by Tabby Cat. We also had the choice of, I think, a Versoix or 103. I picked 103. So here it is, absolutely gorgeous colors. And before I forget, I want to mention that this sampler does have some satin stitch. It's around the verse here and then also toward the bottom. And I'm bringing that up because in our presentation that Nicola did, she did have a video about some of the stitches, about the sampler, some of the stitches, but she released a video a few days ago about the satin stitch, and I'm not sure if she showed this sampler, but it may be similar to what we saw in the presentation. Excellent information about the satin stitch, and I will put a link in the description box. So if you haven't seen it, you can see it. But she showed a tool, and it's a wooden tool. Almost, it's not a darning egg, but it's rounded and then it's kind of tapered. It's called, see, I'm going to say it wrong, Aficot. I want to say it Aficot because it's A-F-I-C-O-T, but it's French, Aficot. And I'm probably messing that up too, but I had never heard that word. I had never heard of this tool. And when she showed it, it's for polishing the satin stitch, so it has a sheen. And I thought, well, that's just fascinating. So I finally found one to order. I did find some in the UK, but I didn't want to pay the shipping to the US. So I thought, well, can I find something here? And I looked on Etsy, and I did find, and I'm going to write a note, I'm going to put a link to the Etsy store. I forgot my other pen, which always clues me to do a link. But I am going to put the link to the Etsy store, so if you're curious about it, I'm sure there are others, but I did find one that had several different tools, laying tools in this Aficot in beautiful woods. And so I did order one that was a set with a laying tool. It's not here yet, or I'd show you. I'll show you the next video. But I just thought that was fascinating. And the other thing that Nicola showed about the satin stitch is the 103 is a Z twist. To me, it reminds me a little bit of a buttonhole twist. It is that kind of Z twist. And when you're doing satin stitch, it isn't as plump, I guess is the word. So she, in this video, I'll put the link to, showed how you can untwist the 103, so when you stitch with it, it plumps up a little bit. But she also mentioned that she, I don't know if she often uses it, but another option is to use the Aversois. And so what I did is I looked at the colors listed, and we have the 103s, but Aversois and also DMC is listed, so I think there's only 2 colors that use the satin stitch. There's a purple, and then there's a blue. So here's the purple, I think it's that blue, one of these blues. So I went ahead and ordered the corresponding Aversois, and I'm going to stitch the satin stitch in Rosa. Instead of using the 103s, I'm going to use the Aversois, which is going to be the same color. So I'm kind of excited about that. I was hoping it would be here in time to do the video, and it's not, but I'll show you the next time. The other thing about the satin stitch, because I am not happy with my satin stitches, and that's held me back on, I think it's Dorcas Haynes. Is it Haynes or Hayes? It's Hayes. There's a Haynes Haven, which is a beautiful antebellum mansion plantation near here. And I always mix those up. Dorcas Hayes. I've got to look that up now. Anyway, she has satin stitch, and so does, I think it's Margaret Campbell. It's another Hands Across the Sea sampler. And I didn't grab either of those because it's just off the top of my head I'm thinking, but I'm working on those and I am not happy with my Satin Stitch. Now, I know it will get better, but I need to figure out what I'm doing. I think the thread will be one thing. But here's the other thing that Nicola mentioned in her Satin Stitch video, which I don't think this is in the one I'm going to do the link to, but it could be in one of her other videos that she has on her channel. If it is, I will put a link to it. But when you're doing the Satin Stitch, often it has you go, you know, go down, go down, go down, go down, and sometimes it will say do it twice. And maybe you do this. I found it fascinating the way Nicola did it. She did 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Then for the second one, she came back toward where she started. I have not done that. And she said sometimes you might even need a third, just depending on the count, the thread, things like that. But when I have read doing 2, my mind went to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But she didn't do that. 1, 1, 1, 1, and then going back 2, 2, 2, 2. Hopefully that makes sense. Such a simple change. So I'm going to try that. That could be the difference in for me to get those satin stitches laying nice and flat. And when you see the sample of Rosa, of course, the satin stitches are perfection. I mean, they're just glossy, they're beautiful. That's what I'm striving for. So that is the sampler, like the star sampler. I don't know if that's exactly right, but for me, it felt like that was the star sampler that we were given, and I'll show you some things that correspond with it. We got this glasses case, glasses cleaner. I think that's what this is. No, I'm wrong. This is a pre-printed little fabric panel of Rosa. And in the opening credits, you saw, or the opening segment, you saw a picture of something in front of Rosa. It's this that Nicola turned into a pin cushion or a pin pillow. Gorgeous. So if you need to look at that again, you can go back to the beginning and pause it and take a look at it. But that's what this is, pre-printed. It could be on a project bag. It could be on a little bag. You could turn it into the pillow. I liked that idea, but we were given that. Okay, I'll put these so I don't lose them. Nicola also gave us this little pack of needles. I haven't opened it yet because I don't want to spill them everywhere. I know she talked about that on one of her recent videos. Here's a whole bag of things that we received at the weekend, or during the weekend. Now this is something that we could pre-order. It's from Minnie McBean. And let's see, I haven't even, let me take it out. I haven't even taken it out here. It's a scissor fob. There we go. That is from Rosa. Let me see if I can show it to you. There, that's better. Except my face is behind it. Oh, well. So that's something we could pre-order, and it was there when we got to Hobby House, and we just had to ask for it. And I think we paid for it when we checked out. So, yeah, there's the thing I was saying. Where is it? All right. We also received... What is that? I haven't looked at this since I've gotten home. It's just been crazy busy. Oh, there's all kinds of things in here, which is like Christmas again, because when I received it, I admired everything, put it in a big Ziploc bag so I could pack it in a suitcase, and I haven't had time to even look at it. Nicola gave us these beautiful buttons, Great British Sampler Weekend comes to America. Could use that in the pillow. I don't know. I have to think about that. Gave us, I think it was, let's see. This is, which one is this? This is a tea towel that Nicola gave us. They were all different. The one that I received is Ann Castle. So I haven't even taken this out yet. There it is. So, and it was kind of fun because, you know, we just all, someone from each table went up to get whatever was being given out, and then we just handed them around. And so it was kind of fun to see what everybody got. Here's the glasses cleaner. And the one I received was Sarah Milthrop. There she is, and Sarah's right there. So we received that from Nicola. We also received this beautiful bag, which is Hannah Campbell. I think this is Hannah. Yes, Hannah Campbell. Let me back up. So it was just item after item after item. It was like Christmas all weekend long. Nicola presented a wonderful presentation, and there were always some kind of little gift at our table, it seemed like, when we would leave and come back. Let's see, I don't want to dump everything. We were given this really pretty, well done schedule, so we could see what we would be doing each day. It started, actually the stitching room opened at 2 on Friday, so we went in and set up our tables. Then we checked in at 4, there was a welcome reception, there was a dinner, and then the workshop started. And we had Friday evening, we had all day Saturday till Saturday evening, and Saturday evening was show and tell. And let me mention that in the opening credits, there's a picture of Laura Standish that Margaret B. did, and if any of you are on, I think it's our Sampler Yours Facebook group, she's in several other groups, and it was amazing. Margaret did this, and I had to step out for a short time during show and tell, so I missed quite a bit of it. When I came back in, several people grabbed me and said, "You missed seeing Laura Standish." And so when I got to the table, I asked my table mates who had it, and they kind of pointed. So after show and tell was over, I went over and spoke to Margaret, and I did put a picture of her amazing work in the opening segment. She did it in reverse, meaning the front is the same as the back. It's gorgeous. Let me keep going. Now you saw this, you're gonna laugh. If you watched Brenda and Laura, there was a little Ort container that we did out of paper, which I think is Rosa. And I got to this part and could not figure out the rest of it, and so there it is. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that, but I didn't get to do that. It's amazing because I can create imaginary 3-dimensional figures in quilts all day long. Give me a real piece of paper to do a real 3-dimensional something, I'm totally lost. Go figure, I don't know. Nicola also gave us during the weekend, this is the multiplication table sampler, and these are cards. Not sure how many are in here. I haven't opened it up, but it's a nice thick pack there. All right, I'm starting to cover stuff up that I need to get to, so let me move that. Oh, and this was a little gift from Sue, who is Minnie McBean. It's a needle minder, and that motif is from Rosa. It was in this beautiful bag with this little tea charm, and there is a recipe. Let's see, Yorkshire Fat Rascals recipe. Oh, is it scones maybe? So a little recipe card and Yorkshire tea. And I am saving that because I am going to enjoy that one day with this beautiful teacup that I put on the table over there. I'm not going to get it, but some of my table mates, Cindy and Mary Lou, brought those for all of us. They were just so generous. So I'm going to be enjoying that tea. Now we also have, it's like thing after thing after thing in here. Okay, what is this? This is all new to me. Okay. I know, I need to take a look at this. Old Willow Stitchery gave us a flowery pin pillow, which I'm just gonna do that real quick. So we have the pattern for that. And Sissy Bailey Smith did a lovely presentation, and she gave us a beautiful chart. Just flash that real quick. So we received that. Really enjoyed that. All the speakers were wonderful. Where's my list? Because I don't want to miss anyone. We had an introductory speech from Kathy Mills. I think David also spoke, and Nicola as our opening. Nicola did the first presentation that evening. We also had presentations, and it doesn't list it here. No, I'm sorry, it does not list it, but this will help me remember. I think this is from Michelle, who is wonderful, Tabby Cat linens. She's the dyer for that. She gave us this. It's a little scissor fob with the two flags, and look at the charms. Some people actually did it that weekend. I did not. I will show you what I was working on. Kathleen Littleton did a lovely presentation, and this is the project that she gave us. It's the British Isle Band Sampler, and there are bands from Irish samplers, samplers from Guernsey, Wales, Scotland, and England. Let me get it where you can see it. So I love that. You know, that would be, you could take several of those and do drums. You could do the just like this. You could use it, little motifs in a pillow. I just love that. I just enjoyed all the lectures so much. And Nicola also gave us Sarah Jones. This is a Welsh sampler. So there's actually Welsh on it. And I know several of my table mates actually worked on this and got it done a few days after our retreat. And then we also had a lecture, Ray Niles, Red Barn Samplers. I enjoyed her speech so much as well. This is Painted Sampler 1894. I think this is based on an American sampler. Yes, Painted Sampler is a snippet of a larger multicolored sampler bearing the initials AD from 1897. So there that is. And the thread, the floss that she gave us, I haven't used yet, so I'm interested in using it. It's painter's thread, and this is a sample. So it's it's 100% silk over dyed. Look at that. Oh, that's going to be, it's showing very fluorescent in the light, and it is not. It's just a beautiful color. So I'm anxious to stitch that. So I'm going to tuck this back in here. So those are the items that we received that weekend. There were some, no, I'm wrong. I got one more. Oh, one more that wasn't in my bag here. And I will tell you why it wasn't in the bag. We did receive another one. I'm going to put all these things back in here because I don't want to lose them. So I can spread them out and figure out where I'm going to put them so I will remember where they're at. Do you do that? You put things away and then you can't figure out where they're at later. And it's like, I know I have that. Where is it? All right. Just don't want to mess anything up. Okay, that's good enough. All right, let me move these things. I'll leave Rose up there in case I need it. So Michelle of Tabby Cat did a wonderful presentation about the Channel Islands. And is it Home Fires on PBS? She was talking about a show that kind of talks about the Channel Islands. That one is set during World War II, and I've seen some of it, I think. I don't think I've seen all of them. But this is a Guernsey, which I believe is part of Channel Islands. Guernsey Girl, 1881. It's Harriet Towroad. And she showed this, and it was in the lecture. She was talking about it, and I just gasped when I saw it. It is so unique. The colors remind me of a combination between Art Deco and the 1960s. It's just really beautiful. Look at that. Look at the colors. Let me get the title. This one, I'm not sure if it's available yet. Might be later on. Hobby House would know. But it is charted for, well, DMC in 103. And I decided, while I was at Hobby House, to go ahead and see what 103s they had. And they were, people had been buying 103s. So I was able to get a few of them, and then I've ordered the rest of them. All right, so here's, let me see, there's the colors that I was able to find. So there's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I was able to find 5. So I've ordered the rest. That will be coming in. And the original was stitched on wool, in wool on Penelope cloth. I'm not sure what that is. And I'm not sure what the sample was stitched on. Michelle writes, when I first saw Harriet, I thought the center motif and border were stitched in the Queen Stitch. I'm going to hold this up while I read it. In the Queen Stitch, but on closer inspection, Harriet stitched her sample entirely in cross stitch. So it's charted exactly as Harriet stitched it. Except she made the border equal top and bottom. Have some fun with Harriet. The little girl waited 4 years for me, and I can't wait to see you bring her to life. I just love that. Just so unique. And what is the size of it? It's surprising. On 40 count, it's 12 by 13. So anyway, I'm excited about that, and I do have what I showed you with the 103s, and I've ordered some more. So I think, yes, the next thing I want to show you is I've received so many lovely gifts, both from people that were there and my table mates, and it would take all evening if I showed you all of them, so I'm going to just show a couple. But I do want to thank everyone that shared something with me. And I want to, before I show that, one of the joys that I have is meeting people that watch my FlossTube. And I was telling some of them, when I am filming, I am literally and figuratively talking to myself because I am facing my phone, which I have reversed the video, so I am watching myself film. And the reason I do that is because I want to see what you're seeing. I did that when I pivoted to virtual classes instead of going to quilt guilds when COVID happened. And I remember telling my husband, I need to see what they're seeing and I need to hear what they're hearing. So we set up a big monitor and then a monitor that I could see them so I could see both. And I kind of do that here so I can see what you're seeing, but I can't see you. But I know you're there. So when I met people at Hobby House, it was such a joy. And I've got to tell you, you guys were just as wonderful as I imagined. And I wish we lived closer because I would hang out with you guys. And I'm switching to my Michigan vernacular because we always said you guys, but it was such a joy. And several people mentioned that they don't have people around them that stitch, or if they do, they don't do reproduction samplers, or they just don't have anyone. I'm fortunate I have a few quilter friends that I've had for decades that are returning to stitching, and we meet once a month. Sometimes it's every other month because everyone's busy. So it's really just for an hour or 2 hours once a month or every 2 months. Most of the time I am stitching right here in this chair. It's a solitary activity, just like for many of you. So to meet fellow stitchers, it was a joy. And I want to thank each and every one of you that came up to talk to me. It was wonderful. And I keep thinking of ways, how can we virtually get together? I'm still pondering that. But I wanted to share with you Teresa of Jersey Girl, who makes the amazing counting pins, Jersey Girl Stitch Co. She and I have been talking about, where's my GH? I remember that sampler. Got it right here. And I did the mattress pillow. So GH 1857, it has the sampler and it has several smalls. I think Teresa did the drum. I did the mattress pillow. I'm thinking I might do the drum too, because I love that. I've got the sampler started. I've shown you doing it with the Vicki Clayton Silk Pack, and I've started the sampler just to see if I liked the linen. I think this is 46 Old Mushroom, and I did, and I get that right side up. But that's all I've done on the sampler, but I did finish the mattress. It's not perfect, but it's done. And Teresa designed 2 counting pins. She's calling them Morning on the Water. And look at, I want to show you this again. Look at the colors. It matches perfectly. Look at that. Could that be more perfect? No, it's absolutely perfect. So I could put the pins in here, which I will display, but I'm thinking I'm going to also do the drum because I think these would be amazing. The colors are just perfect. When she handed me those, I just stared at them and I kept saying, it's perfect. It's perfect. How did you do that? It's perfect. It matches perfectly. She also gave me Princess Rapunzel. Look at this frog and the scepter. Look at this. Look at that. I'm going to take that out, as it is just so pretty. So Jersey Girl Stitch Co. Let's see. I'm going to hold this up because she does have an Instagram and she does have a website. I know you know Teresa because you've seen her beautiful pins. Look at this. I'm going to hold them up. Just love. Oh, they have such a beautiful weight. Let me hold it in front there. Look at that. Oh, they just glow. I'm going to set this over here so it does not fall. And then Teresa being so generous, and it was a joy to meet her because she and I have chatted on Instagram. with private message, but it was a joy to meet her. And she, I think I can show this, made these pins especially for our weekend. I haven't even unwrapped it yet. Can you see those? Look how pretty those are. Let me hold it right up there. They are just, it's got red, white, and blue. It's got, look at this dragonfly, looks like the Union Jack. So she was just so generous, and it was such a joy to meet her. And as I said, I received many lovely items. This one created quite a stir. Cindy, who I met over a year ago and have been able to do several things with her. And we chat on the phone quite a bit, actually, but she found 8 of these little tea mats for our table. And we had a group of 8. We knew we were going to sit together, and she found 8 of these. And every time someone walked by our table, they wanted to know where we got them. And it's just, I've got to iron that. It's just a tad bit wrinkled. I laid it flat in the suitcase. But look at that. And I mean, it's just, I mean, look at the back. Oh, so Cindy gave us each one of those. The linen on this has such a sheen. It is gorgeous. And then Mary Lou, and Cindy and Mary Lou are almost always together. I love those ladies. I met them at Homespun Gathering in Clarksville. And I am so glad I got to meet them. Mary Lou made this scissor fob, and look at the charms. And that is going to go on one of the other things that Nicola gave us. And I do want to thank my table mates because there were so many lovely gifts. And I want to thank you for those. I'm starting to unpack everything and lay them out to display. Thank you for that. Nicola, we received these bags when we checked in. You know, normally you get some kind of tote bag, and at least for me, I took it and took it back to my seat, and I didn't really look at it because I was starting to set up, and it wasn't till later. I think it was Melanie at our table. The last night, after some of our group had left, she goes, you know, those bags we got are winterberry. And I went, what? They're winterberry. This is a beautiful tote bag. I'm going to hold it. Now, I still have the protective, all the protective stuff on the handles. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. It says winterberry. You have to get it in just the, there we go, just the right light. So one side has the American flag, and one side has the Union Jack, and the scissor fob. This one, I think Sue might have given us that. I honestly don't remember. I think she did. But I think I'm going to put the one that Mary Lou gave me on the other side. So each side will have a scissor fob. But they are nice and big. There's a inside zippered pocket. I even kept the outside protection. So, I mean, it's huge. It's, it's really deep. And actually there was, I can't remember her name. We were on the plane, and it was someone that had been at the retreat, and she had that bag, and we were talking about it. And I said, you know, that's winterberry. And she went, what? And then she held it up, and we saw it, and it's like, ah. So that was a very special treat that Nicola gave to us, which there's just not enough words for the whole weekend. You know, we signed up over a year before it happened, and then it's over so quick. And what's this saying? Don't be sad it's over, be glad it happened. And I'm glad it happened. So I wanted to show you a couple more things, and these might be available. They're from Hobby House. We had the option when we walked in. It was in the linen room on the tables. They had several, I don't know if they were called, I think they're exclusives to Hobby House that we could purchase. I apologize about that. I'm using a new app and it cut off at a certain point. Did not know that. May not use it again. But anyway, let's go back. This, I believe, is an exclusive to Hobby House. We had the option to purchase it. I'm not 100% sure it's available now, but you could check with Hobby House. It's Elizabeth Duff Curtin, Kirton, 1873. It's a Scottish sampler. Look at the house. Look at the alphabet. When I looked at the projects, this one spoke to me right away. I thought, I have to get her, and I went ahead and purchased the 103s. Look at the colors. Let's see, can we see it? Yeah. So that one, I did not purchase linen because I'm going to use something I have here, not sure what yet. The sample was stitched on antique button by Mason Linen, medium light, and I might have picked some of that up, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. But I did get the chart and the silks, so that was one of the things that I purchased from the table of, I think it's exclusive to Hobby House. This is another one. This is from Jersey, the Channel Islands. And this is a sweet little sampler, 1797. So you can see the name, and then I'll go close in on the sampler. Slide down again to the name. And this one only has one color. It is, I did the 103. It is 210. I can't tell what color that is at night. I still can't. It might be a dark green, it might be black. I think it's a dark green. And I did pick up the linen for this. They had cuts of the linen. I got the 40 count medium dark haberdashery. Let me go this way. Now, I'm trying to, there we go. So, picked up the linen on that and the 103. There were 4 I think we could choose from to purchase, and I bought 3 of them. I had 4, and then I decided I would just get the 3. The other one that I picked up is by Tabby Cat, and this, the sample was so striking, you could see it across the room, and it is done on, I'll show you the linen. This is Nancy Stead, 1822, and I picked up 40 count Tiki Boo, which is a golden linen, and it is this beautiful kind of navy, and I think there's a bit of green. Let me show it to you. I don't know where the green would be, but it said to get 2 of the navy and 1 of the dark hunter. Now, this looks more yellow. It was really golden. It was so striking. So I picked up that too. So those were the exclusives that I picked up there at Hobby House. And if any of those, let me hold up Nancy again, if any of those are interesting to you, I would check the website first, but then you could call. And I know that Laura and Brenda, when they did their FlossTube, Laura kept excellent notes on what's available, so you could go back and check that as well. I did pick up a few items. I went there like 3 times. Just, it's right there. And the picture of the linen wall I showed you, There's no words. I spent a lot of time at that linen wall going through and checking with my Cross Stitch Plus app to see what I had, what I needed. Before I show you the linen that I picked up, I do have, and we'll do that in a minute. I'll show you the linen, then we'll go to this. Now I'm going to do this one because Sissy Bailey Smith did have a presentation, and then out in the foyer she had several items you could purchase, and I decided to purchase this Christmas Wishes needle book. And let me just tell you, the sample was absolutely exquisite. So I'm not sure if that's probably going to be on her website. Chrissy Bailey Smith Gentle Pursuits Designs. I'll hold it up so you can check on that. I mean, just look at it. Was stunning. It was done in Gloriana silk. What was the linen? I'm not sure. It was a small count, I know that. And then I also, she had 3, I think, and I picked up 2. And this is also part of her 2024 Christmas Wishes compendium. This must be 2024 Christmas Wishes. And this is a compendium. It's kind of a little book. This one was on 40 Count Muddy Duck. Oh, there it is. It was this beautiful little book. And I'll have to look more at the pattern in her website to see, but I did pick those up. Now let's go to the linen. And while I'm thinking of it, I was chatting with a couple of lovely ladies who I got to chat with several times. And I loved chatting with you. Anyway, we were talking in the linen room, and you remember what we were talking about? Direct message me, because I have an answer for you. So I'm sorry to do that so cryptically, but we were talking about something, and I said, private message me on Instagram or email me. My email's on the last video. So this I showed you last time, or the time before, Mary Finley by the Scarlet House. This was put together, it was a mystery, meaning we didn't know what it was. It was put together with Shakespeare's Peddler and the Scarlet House. And I purchased this from Shakespeare's Peddler. Now the linen that it's called for, which I didn't have any, but I did pick up while I was at Hobby House. Antique button, medium dark. And I think Brenda showed this because she did it on the called for linen, which was stunning. Now, see how dark this is, and it shows up much lighter on the cover. It happens, she showed hers done on the Mason linen. Like I said, it was stunning. So now I'm trying to decide what to do, because I had pulled these 2 linens, which were similar to the cover. This one is Flannel Flower by Fox and Rabbit, which I really like that one. And this one is by Fortnite Fabrics called Alfred. I don't know if Fortnite is doing linen anymore. I picked this up somewhere. I like that too. But you can see it's quite a bit different. So you can decide what you want to do. If you want to see it done on the darker called for linen, look at Brenda's, it was probably from a couple times ago, FlossTube. And I did buy the silk pack from Vicki Clayton. So there it is. So it only has 10, I think. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think 10. So if you want to try silk, that'd be a good pack to try. So I don't know. I'm going to have to do a toss and see which I like. But I did want to show that to you. Is this one done on the medium dark? No, that's, where is it? Is it on the floor? No, it's right. Okay, antique button medium light for this one. So it's going to be, it's this colorway, but lighter. This is the antique button medium dark. I need to keep this separate. All right, so some of the linen I picked up, and I'm going to hold up Vintage Country Mocha. I picked up some Tabby Cat Lollybrock, and I have some of that already, but the ones I have are deeply mottled, and this one wasn't quite. It's showing up really dark, but it really isn't. It's more like that. It really is not mottled much at all. So I picked that up. That's Tabby Cat. Let me hold up the Vintage Country Mocha so you can see. This is Lollybrock. And I got quite a bit of 46 count because I don't have a lot of that. Here is Antique Button Medium Dark that I picked up a bigger piece. So we just saw that. So here's a bigger piece. Let me just put the Vintage Country Mocha next to it. I picked this up in 46. I think the other piece I showed you was 40. To keep track of my time, because now I know this particular app only goes so long. This is Antique Button Light. All right, so this is medium dark. Here's Antique Button Light. Same colorway, just lighter, and I think, is this the one? No, medium light is for this one. Which that looks more golden than that, so I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for, or what linen I'm going to use yet. So here's the Vintage Country Mocha. Again, you can see quite, this Antique Button Light is very light. It's a good sampler color. I also picked up some of XJU Old Sheep, which I had a little piece of, but I decided to get some 46 count. It's another great sampler color. It's showing really light here, washed out. Let me see if I can get you a better representation. It's still darker than that, than what you're seeing. How could it? Okay, here's Vintage Country Mocha. That shows you, yes, they're very similar in tone, in that if you're thinking of a grayscale, very similar color-wise too. So that is Old Sheep by XJU. It's a good one, good sampler color. This is a new color by Needle and Flax, Valley Forge. What was just kitted with that? Something, can't remember now, but I did pick some of that up. So here it is against Vintage Country Mocha. Again, it's showing up really, really light, and that's better. That's better. And two new colors with Tabby Cat. This is called Through the Looking Glass. Where did I read a description? Something about it's silver. To me, it's just a really good light. At least in this light, it's night. It doesn't look silver to me, but it's just another perfect sampler color. Here it is against Vintage Country Mocha. Where is that Antique Button Light? All right, this is Antique Button Light. All right, this is Tabby Cat. This is Antique Button Light, so you can see. This is much lighter, creamier. In the daylight, it might have a little, think of Through the Looking Glass, kind of a silvery, but I don't think so. I think it's just an excellent light. Now, one more linen piece to show, and then I'll show you what I've been working on. We got a few more things I picked up. I won't be buying much for a while. Let me just tell you that right now. She says, and you all believe me, this is another new color by Tabby Cat. This is called Castor Bridge. It has a greenish tint to it, but it's not, I say it's not green. It's not mint green. It just has a greenish cast to it. That's good. I just thought it was a very unusual color, very excellent color, so I did pick up some of that. Okay, let me move the linen out of the way. Picked up a couple of charts. I was more focused on the linen because charts we can pick up different places. Linen is just tough. It just is tough. So if I can see it, then I do a better job of purchasing. Those of you that have heard me talk about Monday with Mary, Krista does that every Monday on our Sample of Yours Facebook group. And she has a company called Just Stitching Along. Well, this is one of the samplers she has recreated. And the model was at Hobby House. MJ, age 11. It is charming. So we got to see it, and I immediately got the chart. And it is DMC. So I've got to pick those up. But I did pick up that chart. Now, where am I going to put this? This I wasn't going to get. And then I saw that there were 2 charts in it. So this is by Heartstring Sampler. This is exclusive to Hobby House. Let me show you the antique. This is Hannah Woodward. Zoom in. This was used as the basis for the Hobby House landing adaptation. And I just loved this. You can get this at Hobby House. Look at the motifs. I thought, you know, you could do a drum with just this. You could do just up here. I mean, I just loved the motifs. Wouldn't a little mini drum be cute of those motifs of the strawberry and the sewing machine? They had it right by the register. I kept looking at it. I wasn't going to get it. And then I picked it up and I thought, wow, this is really heavy. And then I realized there are 2 charts. So I bought it. I haven't even looked at what it's charted with, but I wanted to get it while I was there. Hobby House had so many beautiful samplers on the wall. As soon as you walk in the door, you can't move because they're just right there, and they're everywhere. And I saw the model for this, Mary Choates, by Hands Across the Sea. And I think Georgia was with me at that time, and we both purchased this. It is such a beautiful sampler, and I have ordered the Vicki Clayton silk pack for it. And in the over 1, I have ordered the Vicki Clayton super fine. So when it comes in, I will show that to you and tell you about the colors, what corresponds. But I did pick this up. I didn't get any linen, so that I have linen. What was it done on? Just the ticket. So I picked that up. So am I done with here? I think I'm done with what I purchased at Hobby House. I mean, I also picked up some flosses that I was almost out of and some silks that needed another one. I'm not going to show you that, but I think I'm done showing you that. But while I have this out, the Vintage Country Mocha, I met Susan, who watches. She was a delight to talk to. She brought some of her samplers over to show me. Amazing. She brought one of them, ones that I looked at, which I just kept staring at because it was so beautiful, Hannah Campbell. She had done Hannah on Vintage Country Mocha, and it was stunning. Absolutely stunning. I kept asking her, I said, Susan, Vintage Country Mocha? I kept looking at it. It was absolutely stunning. So if you have not, I have it right here, if you have not purchased linen for, here it is, Hannah Campbell, if you've been thinking about it and just didn't know what to do, here it is. Vintage Country Mocha. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is charted with DMC or silks. I can't remember what she did hers in, and I did not get a picture of it. I should have. But I told her I'm working on this. I have set it aside because I was missing some of the colors, and then by the time they came in, I lost my interest in doing it, so I need to get back to it. But this is where I'm at on Hannah. So it's not like I don't have anything done, but I've got the upper top corner done. So I wanted to show you that and mention that. So I've got that part done. So I need to get back to her. But I've been working on so many other things, so let me set this aside. Oh, it's starting to pile up. Pretty soon it's going to touch the bottom of the phone. I did get a couple things in that I had ordered. You remember a few videos ago I did a video with showing the charts that I had. Now, Jean had done her favorite, I think 31 samplers for Sampler September. And I pulled the ones I had. And I did order 2 that I did not have. This one I have looked at and I thought, I'm going to order it. This is Mary Wigglesworth. It reminds me very much of Sarah Milthrop. I think it's the colors. Not really the style, but the colors. And I know many of you have seen it. Some of you may have done it. But it is just a charming, charming sampler. Just looking to see. I don't think there's any special stitches. No, cross stitch over 2, suitable for all needle workers of all abilities. So I don't think there's any specialty stitches. Hold it up again. Remember, you can always go to Hands Across the Sea website, find the chart, and there's all kinds of details, so you can look specifically to see any of the charts, what they have as far as specialty stitches or none. I went ahead and ordered the 103s. I had the attic kitted up. Oh, look at those colors. Oh, I haven't even had time to look at this yet. Look at those colors. That makes me want to do it right now. Look at that. Oh, it's the color that gets us. It's the design, but it's the color, at least for me. Oh. And the other one I ordered is specific or exclusive to the attic. This is Ursula's sampler. Samplers in my attic. I love this. I've seen other people do it, working on it, and I just, something about it. So I had them kit up the whole thing. I said, you pick the linen, you pick the silk, and which is a treat because then I'm always like, ooh, what did they pick for me? So they picked Tabby. Oh, I dropped one of the silks on the floor. Well, it's a good thing there's carpet here. This is, I said 46. This is Cedar River Overcast. Oh, here it is. And they kitted it with Belle Soie Tulip. Hold that up there. Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait to do that. So that was kitted for me by the attic. I don't know if it's really big on, well, I tend to like the big stuff. 12, approximately 13 by 13 is a little bigger on 40. So on 46 count, 11 by 12, thereabouts. So got that, and this all came amongst all my busyness, and I hadn't even had time to really look at anything. And this chart I had, but I went ahead and ordered the hand-dyed floss for it. This is Brenda Juve, Christmas at Winterberry Cabin. I just love this. I know you've all seen this. You've seen people work on it. I didn't have anything for it, so here's the colors. Classic Colorworks, Gentle Arts Weeks. I'm not sure what that's done on. Linen. Colored linen, then overdyed with coffee. So you could do that, or you could get a modeled linen. So I wanted to have that so I could start it. So let me show you what I've been working on. Let me check our time. Okay, we're good. Maybe. I had several people ask me about my hand and lock case that I've shown. And I love the case. When I got it, it's set up with little compartments. And for me, I did not use it as much as I would, because the compartments just didn't, for me, just didn't fit quite what I needed. And I saw on Facebook or Instagram, Sissy Bailey Smith also was talking about that, and she removed the compartments. I had several people ask me about that, so I'm going to show this. Now, it came with several different things that I kept, and you know, you can keep in there. But here's what I did. I opened it up. So what I did, and I'm going to hold it up. I love how organized that is. Anyway, when I took the compartments out, they're glued in. They're cardboard covered in this beautiful, I think it's Liberty of London fabric. I carefully pulled it out and kept those strips that were covered in fabric intact. And then what I did, and I'll zoom right up in it after I show you, because there'll be some raw edges showing, I glued all of those pieces to cover up the raw edges. I left the pincushion alone and used those pieces for the edges. I think there's a couple spots, and I'll zoom in, where it popped up just a bit. So I took a piece of fabric, used fabric glue, put it on there, and used clamps, like bulldog clips, to clamp everything. So as it dried, it was fit. All right, I'm gonna hold this up and get really tight and close so you can see it. Okay, this is one spot here where I had to, let me get it really close. I don't know if you can see, I mean, it's really hidden well. And I'm really close to the camera. So that just gave the inside a totally finished look. And now, let me just put some of my goodies back in here. When I open it up, you know, I just have so much room, and I use it so much more. So I'm just saying that because I had people ask, I wanted to show it, and I love the case. I have it embossed. It's a beautiful case, and I found doing that for me made it a little more user-friendly. So just wanted to pass that along, and since I had several questions, wanted to give you a close-up of that. I was asked if I had it with me, and I just ran out of room. I did have it laid out to pack, but I just ran out of room. Okay, I'm going to show you what I've been working on. To keep track, I might have to stop this. So I worked on, I think, 4 things, and there's now my glasses on the floor. Justice. So one of the things that I worked on, which I haven't done much of it, just seems to be in the fall that I've been working on it. Americana Red. I started it last fall, worked on it last October, pulled it back out. I'm doing it on 36 count doubloon and using Classic Colorworks Licorice Red. And when I first started doing this, I asked everyone, I said, I think it's too faint, but it worked out okay. I wasn't sure about the licorice red. Yes, 36 count doubloon. And here it is. Got quite a bit done on it, actually. There we go. So what I have is the border on the side and the bottom. Let me see, get that where you can see it. And I left the 2. I did not put the 4 yet because I don't know if I'm going to be done this year. I guess I could be. I just don't know if I will be. So I thought, well, don't put it there. So what I have left is this edge and then on the bottom. So the alphabet, cherries. I don't know, it might be about half done. It might be more than that because that barn took a long time. So stitching time-wise, it's probably more than half done. So worked on that. That's a good travel project because it just uses the one color. So I'm tending to take that when I go places. It just reminds me of fall too. I'm not sure why. I also worked on, and this I did put in my bag that I made with some of the Indonesian fabric that I got when I was in Indonesia. In Indonesia twice, 2018 and 2016. I'm not sure which time I purchased this, but you saw this. This is from the estate sale, the Ink Circles Forest of Sumatra, which I thought just really matched the bag well and lined it with one of the other fabrics. But this was kitted, as I mentioned, from the estate sale with Gloriana. What's the color? Sumatra. So I worked a little bit on that. I've been trying to do a little bit every day. I haven't done real well on that, but this is on 36 count sterling. So I started in the upper left corner. So you can see I worked more on this. Look at the colors of the Belle Soie. Gorgeous. So that one requires some concentration. So I usually start with that and work on that. Now I think I'm going to, because I have some more to show you, I'm going to pause because I'm going to run out of time with this app. And it won't matter to you because I'll be back in one split second. But let me stop and I'll be right back. Okay, back. So one of the other things I worked on, actually a couple more, didn't work on it a lot because I find that the color of the linen for me works a little better if I work at it at home where I have really good light. I tried working on it when I was away and it just didn't work. But it is Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. And I worked a little bit more on the ship. I think I got some of the sail done and some of the anchor. What am I doing this on? I don't know. I do have my book here. I've ordered the new Book of Days. Hasn't come in yet, but I think soon. And Shores was done on, I know I started it this year, February. I need to get going on that. This is on Lakeside Sand Dune, 40 count with DMC. And as I've talked about before, I totally changed this house. But I'm going to show you the sailing ship. Oh, got a hanging thread. Apologize about that. I tried to get all the hanging threads to the back and I missed this one. Here it is. And see, there's the house. We'll talk about details on that another time, what I changed. But here is the ship. It was just, I was working on it while I was away, and it just, I was having a hard time seeing it, so I put it up, and I'll work on it here at the home, at the house. So worked on that a little bit, and I don't know if I started this since the last time. I might have. It's another one of the charts that I purchased at the estate sale. There's the cover. Maps of Hawk Run Hollow. And this was kitted with, and I've never seen this linen. Oh, good heavens. I got such a mess. Look at this bag. It's just, I'm not showing you the stuff that isn't nice. Here it is. I've never heard of this. Plum Street Blend. It was kitted with that I purchased at the estate sale. It might have had the DMC, I can't remember, but it's 36 count. And I think I showed it last time that I wanted to start it. And Christy messaged me and said, I've done map and I used the silk and I didn't use all of them. And so I purchased the remaining silks from her because a lot of them had more than half of a skein left. The only one that didn't, which I went ahead at Hobby House and purchased some more, is the color that's used for the hawk. Of course, that was almost used up, so I went ahead and bought 2 more skeins because I thought, well, just in case. So here are the silks, and I love working with these. So I went ahead and put them on floss drops because I have a little, my table has drawers, and I can put it on the drawer pull, and they just hang right next to me, so I do like putting them on floss drops. Christy had them all in floss away bags, so they were beautiful. So I'm keeping these in a bag so they stay nice. So let me show you what I did. I started in the upper right corner, and I just had a little bit of time on this. No, there it is, and I love the needle minder. I think I got this from Mad for Minders. It says Sewing Susan. Love that. Love the ladies sewing. So this is on Plum Street Blend, which I was thrilled when I was able to purchase that. So I just have a little bit of that corner done. So I worked on that a little bit. But what I mostly worked on a lot, and you know what, before I show that, I'm going to show something. I started doing something which I like, but I'm going to tweak it. Well, I didn't do it on that one. Did it on this one. I did this on all my project bags. I got some of these tags, and I've seen several people use those, and I wrote the name of what was inside because I was starting to forget. And I like being able to flip through and see it, but I'm going to make a change. I'm going to change to this. When I kit something, and here I had worked on kitting some of the DMC, which then I switched to the silk, but this is Shores. Now here's DMC. See this little tag I made? So when I have this ring of floss, I know what it's for. I guess I could also write on each of the tags, but I like this. I think I'm going to make these and put them on the zipper because all my project bags just sit in several baskets, and that way I can see a picture of what's in it. So I think I'm going to do that. When am I going to do it? I don't know. But I think that's what I'm going to do. Now, let me show you what I mostly worked on. A lot. Marianne Kopp. I worked on her a lot since I last talked with everybody. And I've mentioned this to a couple people. It's almost like 3 different samplers. You've got the beautiful border, which is one look. You've got this house, which is a totally different look. You've got the upper part, which is, again, different. They all work together, but they all look different. So you always keep at least for me, keeps my interest. Here are the flosses, which I'm starting to get down on some of them. Every time I show this, they're a mess. And I don't know why. Let me just wind it up. There's the flosses. Now, I want to tell you something. You're going to need more than one Oscar. I'm on my third. So here's my 2 empties. Here's my start of my third. So get more Oscar. And I'm doing it on, I can't remember. I need to look it up. I'm doing it on 36 count Amaryllis by Under the Sea. So you're going to need a couple of, well, I'm on my third Oscar. Also, for the house, I changed the mortar color. It was grits. I changed it to chickpea. I'm on my second chickpea. So if you're going to do the mortar and grits, you're going to need more than one grits. I think that's the only one I'm really... Olive, I think I'm still okay. Let's see. I'm just looking here real quick. I think I'm okay. Terrapin, I'm low on, but I'm okay. All right. So Oscar and whatever you use for the mortar. And I changed the color of the house from Clockwork to Carolina Cecil, and that's all I have left. So one was okay. So let me show you, because all I have left to do is, I'm working on that right now. I've got some of these little motifs, the deer, a couple of little flowers, and the flowers in the basket border. I don't want to step on my glasses and the belle soise at my feet. Let me move them out of the way. Oh, this is going to be so pretty. Here she is. Oh, look at her. Oh, so pretty. Let me zoom up. Okay, so I did not change anything in the border as far as colors. And I did connect the border. You can see I'm working on the baskets. Those little flower motifs, some of them are not symmetrical. And they look kind of wonky, but that's how they are in the pattern. And I love that this basket has 3 shades of green. Let me look, because I just noticed I hadn't filled in, what is that? I hadn't filled in the berry in the basket, but I think I got it all. So you can see I've got over here, and I've got the flowers in the border. Flowers take a while. Should have been doing them all along, but I wanted to get to that house. So Carolina Cecil for the brick, chickpea for the mortar, sticks and twigs for the door. I'm telling you the changes from the pattern. The steps were grits, and I changed that to perfect pie crust. Look at the blue corn. Now that is as charted. It's in the roof and the windows. It's also that fence. Look at how different the colors look. And then right in here where it's, I used pink sand. I can't remember what it was called for, but I changed it to pink sand because whatever it was charted, I thought the pink sand looked better. And I can't remember why. Let me look. Should write down why I make the changes. It could have been, it was probably perfect pie crust. That's what it was. Where I have pink sand is charted for perfect pie crust, but I used perfect pie crust in the steps. So I added the pink sand. There was another color in there, Dirt Road, which I thought about using. Where is it? But then, I don't know, for some reason the pink sand, I liked how that looked. Well, these were even in alphabetical order. No idea what happened. This is what I did for the door. I think that's not called for, but that's in the colors. The only colors I added, Chickpea and Carolina Cecil, which are both weeks. Here's Dirt Road. I thought about using Dirt Road where I put pink sand. But I don't know, I just liked how the pink sand looked, and maybe it was just reminiscent of some plantation houses I've seen, or there's actually a house on the Natchez Trace, maybe 30, 40 minutes from where I live, that's from the early 1800s. It looks very much like this style house. So maybe I'm just thinking of the red clay soil that we have. Anyway, for me, pink sand worked. So there she is. I don't know if I'll keep working on her till she's done or if I'll switch to something else. I'll probably finish those baskets. But this has just been a joy to stitch. I've pushed my chair away. Let me show you a couple more things, and then I will close because I still have to upload this. And the reason I was using this different app is I thought it might be a little easier to upload, because when I make the video, it takes me about a day to organize, or 2 days to organize everything, and then make the video, and then to upload it and write all the description in the description box. That takes another sometimes 4 or 5 hours because I'm waiting for it to upload. So I thought, well, maybe if I use this app, it'll be faster. We'll see. My husband said to me tonight, he says, well, why are you using our wireless? Why don't you use an Ethernet cable? Well, now I know why. I don't have the adapter. It's a Lightning to Ethernet, and we went through all my adapters that I used for all of my teaching and all of the equipment, and I don't have that. So I said, that's why. You can buy me one, and then we'll try it. So maybe that will help. I did purchase one of the Stitchfolk bags, the berry bags. I loved this one. And the frog prints, and this is going to be perfect, Teresa, with the pin you made me. The frog print says, oh, Mildred, you're such a delight. And Mildred says, indeed. So I just love the colors Barry's picked. I've added this charm to it. That did not come with the bag. There's the back, and look at the inside. So pretty. Now, several of you have asked, how do you get a berry bag? Well, you need to follow Stitchfolk on Instagram or Facebook. And when Barry is going to have bags for sale, she will make an announcement. So if you're following her, you will see that. And then what I do is I put a reminder in my calendar if I want to order something. Some of them are ready to go, ready to ship. Some will be made, and it may take a little while. But either way, you will get one of Barry's beautiful bags. But they sell out in minutes. And we were somewhere, my husband and I knew that the time to order was coming up, and we were in the car. I think we were going to the grocery store. And I said, when we get to the grocery store, you're just going to have to wait because I've got to order this. And he's like, why? And I said, because they sell out really fast. So when 6 o'clock hit, I pulled it up, keep refreshed. And the one I wanted was sold out by the time I clicked on it. And I said that, and he goes, whoa, they really do sell out fast. Now, these were ready to ship, so there probably weren't as many. When Barry does a pre-order, she gives you a certain time to order, so then you're assured to get it. The ready to ship goes super fast because there aren't as many. But I got my second choice, so I was happy. Happy no matter what bag I get from Barry. They're always wonderful. So what I'm thinking of working on in November, dark stitching November, dark sampler November, lots of names. I'm thinking of Ann Campion, which I got at Sampler Symposium. And it was kitted with Wood Smoke by Tabby Cat. And here are the colors, mostly the dark. And actually, I'm thinking of using a different thread on that, so I will let you know about that. It's not in yet. I will let you know about that. And then Caroline Williams is a wonderful companion. I might work on that. And for those of you that are in the Facebook group, Stitch Across the Pond, I've talked about them. They have a Zoom meeting once a month that I've been able to attend a few times. Hopefully, again, it's just been too busy. They're doing a stitch along, one stitch at a time by Lottie Da. And this says, the sampler says, beautiful things come together one stitch at a time. Haven't picked my linen yet, but I did order the Clayton Silk Pack. I've got that ready to go. It calls for wheat by Fiber on a Whim. I might have some of that. It also has DMC and a weeks conversion, so you could do it in DMC or weeks. I just loved the silk pack. So that stitch along is coming up in January, and what was fun about that is I had actually ordered the chart before they announced what it was going to be. So I thought, oh, I already have that, and I have already ordered the silks. I don't think there was a silk pack for it already made up. So if you go to the knowledge base on Vicki Clayton Silk, what you can do is, oh, on the floor. That's all on the floor. What I did is printed out the colors and then corresponded them with what the silks would be and ordered those. And Vicki might make up the pack for you if you email her. I just went ahead and did my own conversion with her knowledge base. Well, I think that's it now that I've got half my stuff on the floor and I've got everything piled everywhere, and it's after 10. And my husband's in a meeting tonight, so I told him, when you come home, be really quiet. He said, well, it's going to be late. I said, that's all right, but I might be filming. So as he drives up, he's going to see all the lights in the big box light, because he can see the sewing room window from the road, so hopefully he'll be quiet. And Benji's sleeping over there, so hopefully he won't bark. But anyway, I want to thank you all for staying with me through all of this. I have other things that I wanted to talk about, but we'll do that next time. I hope to come back in, let me check, hopefully 2 weeks, maybe 3. What is today? Well, it's almost the 31st. Yeah, another 40, hour and 40 minutes. It will be Thursday. Okay, that's October, November. I don't know. I don't have anything written in the calendar. But for November, but 2 to 3 weeks. We've got something coming up in a week. You know, one of those unfun real life things, but hopefully that won't be too long. So anyway, could be 3 weeks, but it will be in November, and it won't be a month. Thank you for joining me. As I said, those of you that I got to meet at Hobby House, you were a joy to talk with. I wish we lived closer so we could hang out, but we'll have to hang out some other way. I keep thinking about different ways, but joy to be with you. Hope you've enjoyed all of this. It was a wonderful retreat. I was very happy I was able to go. Don't have anything scheduled next year except the Getaway Girls in Kentucky. I loved that, so I'll be going back to that. And I'm hoping to get in sampler summer school, as 1,000 other people are, so I don't know about that, but we'll see what else comes up next year. But that's it. I'm going to try to upload this and get the description written, at least somewhat uploaded before I go to bed. But I want to wish everyone happy stitching. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, bye everybody.